Fast, focused, and fearless, here's everything you need to know this rush hour of November 14, Thursday. I'm Jamie Harrell. Starting off today's rush with class suspensions due to bad weather brought by Tropical Storm Ramon. Classes in all levels in both public and private schools are suspended in Albay, Camarines Norte, Naga City and Camarines Sur, Pang-Aniban and Virac, Catanduanes, and Bulusan and Castilla, Sorsogon. Meanwhile, in Caramoan, Catanduanes, as well as in Bulan and Pilar, Sorsogon, classes are suspended only up to senior high school. In Sorsogon City, Huban, and Gubat, Sorsogon, there are no classes today from preschool to elementary. Classes from preschool to high school are also automatically suspended in areas under Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 2. In this case, that's Catanduanes. Meanwhile, Signal number 1 is up in Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Albay, Sorsogon, Eastern Samar, and Northern Samar. Classes in the preschool levels are automatically suspended in these areas in case the provincial or municipality government did not announce any class suspensions. Due to inclement weather, the following flights are also canceled. Tropical Storm Ramon slightly slowed down overnight as it continues to move towards Luzon. And to give us more updates, we have with us on the line Raymond Ordinario from Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Raymond, what's the latest on Tropical Storm Ramon?
Yes, Jamie, this is the latest updated information regarding Tropical Storm Ramon. And as of 4 a.m. today, it was estimated around 355 kilometers east of Legazpi City in Albay, or at 300 kilometers east of Virac, Catanduanes. It still have a maximum sustained winds that might reach up to 65 kilometers per hour near the center, and a gustiness that may reach up to 80 kilometers per hour. It is still moving west-northwest at the speed of 10 kilometers per hour, and tomorrow morning it was estimated around 175 kilometers north-northeast of Virac, Catanduanes, or at 330 kilometers east of Infanta, Quezon. And as of now, we still have Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 2 raised over Catanduanes, while Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1 was raised over Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Albay, Sorsogon, Eastern Samar, and Northern Samar.
Okay, Raymond, is Tropical Storm Ramon expected to intensify?
As of now, we're still monitoring our data and still have a slim chance of intensifying within the next 24 hours, but it is not less likely to happen because it's still over the ocean.
Okay, Raymond, when is it expected to stay until the Philippine area of responsibility? Is it going to exit anytime soon?
So based on our latest forecast track as of 2 a.m., it will stay for within the area of responsibility for the next 5 days. So it will expected to exit for around November 20.
How about the northeast monsoon or the Amihan? Is it affecting these areas, or let's say at some point Metro Manila?
So right now, the northeast monsoon is still affecting the northern and central Luzon. That will bring a cloudy skies with light rains over Metro Manila and rest of Luzon, except those areas that was directly affected by Tropical Storm Ramon.
Okay, as of now, do we have any gale warnings?
As of now, we still have gale warning raised over the seaboards of northern Luzon and the eastern seaboards of Aurora and Quezon. We're still expecting some rough seas over this area. So we're still reminding our fisher folks and those who have small sea crafts not to venture out of those seaboards, and especially those areas under the Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal, because we're still expecting high waves.
Okay, now we've actually have information here that there's another weather disturbance called the Fengshan effect. By any chance, is this affecting the Philippine weather?
So as of now, that Tropical Storm Fengshan is too far from our area. So as of 2 a.m., it was estimated around more than 3,000 kilometers away from us. So it does not affect any parts of our country, or nor it will affect the movement of Tropical Storm Ramon.
Okay, thank you, Pag-asa weather forecaster Raymond Ordinario. Moving on to the headlines, after consultations with stakeholders and taking in best practices in the fight against illegal drugs, Vice President Leni Robredo says she is now more ready to take on the drug war. Jen Calimon has the report.
A week after accepting the drug czar post, Vice President Leni Robredo has already made the rounds to acquaint herself with her new job. From having dialogues with groups and international counterparts, to talking with the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, as well as the US Embassy.
Malaking part actually ng drug supply natin nasosource from international areas, other countries. So cooperation with international entities, getting intelligence from foreign allies and international organizations is a crucial aspect nung trabaho.
Gutierrez says the Office of the Vice President keeps the palace informed about the developments in the ICAD. He said Robredo was keen on making the controversial Oplan Tokhang less deadly.
The age of Tokhang has to end. In other words, the thinking ng mga mamamayan na ang Tokhang puro tungkol sa patayan, dapat mawala yun. Dapat maibalik yung idea that this drug campaign is being waged because we want to protect people.
On anti-drug operations, Gutierrez said it's up to law enforcers to assess the need for body cams during raids. He also added that Robredo is unlikely to join actual police operations, not just for her safety, but so as not to cause destruction.
Ayun niya yun, diba? She does not want to be a distraction. She does not want to actually disrupt yung operations. Pero, gaya ka nang sabi niyo, Ma'am Ichu, kung operational command yan, ano siya sa command center, she gets a briefing. Gustong-gusto niya yun. The President has not actually gone on any operation. Hindi naman din realistic expectation na si VP, who is head and was designated by the President, magbu-bulletproof vest, kukuha ng baril at siya yung makunguna dun sa raid. Hindi naman obviously mangyayari yun.
Despite the flack Robredo is receiving from her critics, her camp said they are also receiving positive support from other government officials. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, we are One News.
Farm workers have been decrying rice liberalization and its crippling effect on their livelihood. But economic managers have nothing but praise for the law. Laila Pangilinan has the story.
No to rice liberalization. This was the battle cry of farmers and consumer advocates in a rally at the Batasan. They say the rice tariffication law is killing the Filipino farmer.
Ngayon, nararamdaman na natin ang negatibong epekto at pinsala at talagang ganap na wawasakin ito yung lokal nating industriya ng palit bigas sa bansa.
At the Philippine session of the 11th Annual World Rice Conference, the sentiment can't be any more different. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez views the law as an opportunity to revolutionize the agriculture sector with more globally competitive farmers.
It took nearly 3 decades to finally liberalize our rice trading regime. There was long-standing resistance to opening up the importation process of our staple crop. As a consequence, our rice industry stagnated.
He cited the cooling inflation as a positive effect of the law.
It has been a mere 8 months since the rice trading was liberalized, and we have seen the numerous benefits the new regime delivers. It has brought down the price of our country's staple food for more than 100 million Filipinos.
Trade Secretary Mon Lopez echoes this. He says the rice tariffication law is pro-consumer as prices have dropped to 38 pesos from 50 pesos per kilo.
It is pro-consumer because over 100 million Filipino consumers, including majority of rice farmers, are net consumers of rice. An estimated 4.5 million non-rice farmers and farm workers will benefit from the low price of rice.
NEDA meanwhile says farm gate prices are its lowest in 8 years. The Finance Department says it's unlikely that the measure will be repealed, revised, or suspended.
We will never return to the old regime of unstable rice supplies, high retail prices, profiteering, and low productivity. We should let the rice tariffication do its work and give the economy time to adjust.
The Agriculture Secretary agrees.
We want the rice tariffication law to work for farmers, for consumers. At the end of the day, this is a reform that has been long and wanting to come. this is the day for us to make it work.
For News 5, Laila Pangilinan, we are One News.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Representatives are now seeking emergency powers for President Duterte this time around to fast-track the implementation of the Build, Build, Build program. Philippine Star reports that Ways and Means Committee Chairman Joey Salceda believes such move will restore the people's faith on the government's massive infrastructure push, despite current challenges. Both the AFP and the PNP believe that martial law should still be implemented in selected areas in Mindanao. The law enforcers explained that the peace and security situation in Mindanao have improved since the implementation of military rule. This comes after Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana expressed his desire to no longer extend martial law for another time. Martial law in the region is set to end on December 31st. And this from Filipino Star ngayon, inside the Bilibid, at least one prisoner dies on a daily basis due to heart attacks, stroke, hypertension, and other illnesses. The new Bilibid Prison Hospital says it is lacking both personnel and supplies to meet the inmates' health needs. NBP Hospital Chief Henry Fabro says the death rate inside the facility is way beyond acceptable universal standards. Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. After a clutch game on Wednesday, UST is back in the finals. The Growling Tigers clawed their way to a 68-65 win in their second game against the UP Fighting Maroons, who played better defense this time around. Graduating senior Renzo Sobito delivered the bright spot for UST with a long triple with less than a minute to go. It was bad news for the UP after that, with season MVP Sol Main Chabio hitting a pair of free throws and UP James Spencer missing a three in their final possession. UST swept UP in its fourth game this season and is back in the finals since losing in 2015. Coach Alden Ayo is now 5-0 in the Final Four and will look to continue their inspired run against the still unbeaten Ateneo. The last time the two teams battled in the finals in 2012, the Tigers were coached by this man.
Okay, guys. Ghosted! Ghosted! Okay, congratulations, UST. Okay, thank you.
Over in the PBA, Northport keeps its playoffs hopes alive after putting a stop to NLEX's 5-game winning streak last night. The Batang Pier shook off a shaky start and started to build momentum in the third frame. Import Michael Qualls and Christian Stadhardinger filled up that stats sheet, combining for 59 points and 30 rebounds that brought Northport the win at 102-94, spoiling the return of Kevin Alas after 9 months following his ACL injury. In the second game, Alaska was able to withstand Phoenix's late-game pulse to further improve the standings. Aces fans watched in horror as their squad's 13-point lead got depleted to just one, with 12 seconds left in the ball game. But JV Casio sank his freebies and Jason Perkins launched an air ball on the other end to seal Alaska's win. At 105-102, that's the Aces' third straight win.
We really have nothing to lose at this point, and we're just trying to get into the playoffs. And like I said, they're doing a good job of meshing the team together in such quick time.
With only 2 weeks to go till the start of the 30th Southeast Asian Games, the Philippine Sports Commission led a send-off ceremony for our athletes at the newly renovated Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Apart from games, there were raffles and a free concert. Even some of our SEA Game athletes took the stage and showcased their talents apart from sports. Michelle D is all set to represent the Philippines at the 2019 Miss World Pageant on December 14 in London. And 3 days before her scheduled flight, the Miss World Philippines organization held a send-off event just for her. The conference was attended by Michelle's Queen sisters in Miss World Philippines and the pageant's franchise holder himself, Arnold Vigafreya. Michelle's 15-year-old brother, Abe, also came to surprise her. Araneta City welcomed the Christmas season with a flourish as it opens its annual Christmas animated display. For this year's offering, the Araneta City presented classic Yuletide tales, including The Little Drummer Boy, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus, and of course, the Nativity. The iconic show was met by child singer Van Jos Bayaban, Pinoy boy band SB19, and actress Luisa Olaisa Andalio. The display will have 15-minute shows from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday and Thursday, and 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday to Saturdays until January 5. Admission is free. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us next time for another round of Rush. For Riza Diaz, I'm Jamie Harrell, and we are One News.